Good evening and welcome to Studio One. We're here on this fine May Day. This is Gloria, I'm Kevin. Tonight we're teaching Bolero. Bolero is a Cuban dance of love. It came to America in the 1930s. It originally came from Spain. It was modified in Cuba. The easiest thing to tell you what Bolero is not, it doesn't have a lot of the Latin movements like the other Cuban dances where they have the hip movements. It's a very slow, it's the slowest of all rhythm dances, in that you can dance at 96 beats a minute. Everything's done on a flat foot, and that gives you balance. And everything's done without the rise, the fall, or the ankles. Everything's done with the knees and the hips, okay? But that gives it the characteristic move and flow that it has to do. Okay? So having said that, and the upper body is more like a ballroom style, not like where we see a lot of the rhythms where things are moving in a faster pace. Everything is a little more rigid. And the upper ones, they get a little more curvy in that. And the basic one that we taught tonight, we're trying to keep more of a rigid dance where you keep your hips under your ribs over your hips, your shoulders and your head. We're trying to keep that and think with your ribs out and stay tall. Okay? The basic start, we've shown the basic, involves is 4/4 timing. Okay? And it constitutes a slow, which takes 2 beats of music, and a quick that also takes 1 beat of music each quick. Okay? And the thing that makes this a little more movement is what we're compared to, as we'll show you in a second. What we do is a slow, and what makes this different than other dances is that your foot are actually out farther than your shoulders. Okay, you're actually moving over it. What we call this the hips over. Okay, so you step over, hips move over, step over, hips move over, step over, hips move over. This gives a characteristic flow, but it also enables you to do a balance. So first part of the dance, we usually start with the leaders on the left, and they're moving off to the side, and we call it a slow. So it's slow. The other part of this thing is for balance. You're actually dragging this foot over, like you're dragging into the sand or something else. You're just dragging it over for balance. So you can think about stepping out, your hips coming over, and dragging this out. Stepping out, hips coming over, and doing that. And it's very important when you get into the upper dances for keeping your balance. Okay, and your upper body is pretty much doing that. We're doing an open position, piston grip position, just to get familiar with your partner here as far as lead and fall. The next movement is what we call a break for the leader. It's a break back. It's not a rock step. It's actually a step back. So it's step over. Now we step back over the hip, back over the hip. Okay. Then we go to the side, over, straight forward, get back over the hip. Side, back over the hip, back side, over the hip. So if you're counting tempo and the beat, it's very emphasis downbeat on the music you will hear. We call that part the slow. And that's where you go sideways. So it's a slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick, slow. What gives it also the characteristic beat, and in the basic class we didn't emphasize it too much, but it works better, the more balanced, the lower you are. And it all happens through the hips. So when you're coming off a break, characteristically at the end, where you're going off, you're coming down, over, coming off, down, over. What's fun about this dance is you get to do all kinds of arm movements in this part that we're doing too. So the first movements we did in the open positions, we did a crossover break, which we've used in other dance movements, but it looks good in this one too. So we do over, back, break, drop the hand so that the follower knows something's happening. So we do a quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and then we just went into a basic quick, slow. What's a little bit different about this crossbody as compared to other dances we do, where we usually do a rock step. This one actually we're emphasizing coming back low. So if you look at just myself coming across, the first step forward is not too much change, but coming back is a pretty dramatic change. And that's what makes Bolero so well. So we have one exit coming back into our normal moves. So from the crossbody, we also did a exit by doing a follower underarm turn. With the follower, this does a turn. When you're coming in and you cross body, you want, doing that, okay? So then we did a whole progression of movements that were interweaving the basic steps of doing that, and they both turn. So another exit doing it from this position, if we go straight into the crossover, is we did one where we both turn. The follower's shoulder goes in first, We also did a double turn, which is very similar to nightclub two-step, so it's quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. You have a lot of time. Most 90% of the problems we see with Bolero is rushing. So when you come in, accentuate the slows. Okay, so now we have 3 different exits of what we're doing. Now we're going to do another move besides crossover break. We're actually going to do where the follower does a break back. So we'll do slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Then we crossed them over where we did the partner that does that. We just intermixed them. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So we're mixing the break backs together. Then we did one other move, and the footwork's basically the same, is where the leader also breaks back to the follower. Slow, quick, quick. Come across, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. And this is where you can have the presentation as much as you want. And it's sort of fun doing that. And then you can do a turn, and go mix into whatever back break again. Or you can do a crossover. So we practice this pretty extensively, just going back and forth between these. Okay? And from there, then we went into a crossbody lead. Crossbody lead opens a gateway to all kinds of the moves we just did, just getting to that position. So we started from the open position, slow, quick, quick. The second part's the same for the follower, which is breaks back. The leader on the second step moves to the side to allow the follower to step. So quick, quick, slow. This hand is down. This one's guiding. You try to keep your partner at right angles coming through. Slow, quick. All right. It works much better when we're moving. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So you can see the natural progression. From here, you can do a crossover break, or you can do whatever you have. So now we start emphasizing hand movements. Now the other hand movement you can do is when you're doing a turn with the outside turn with the partner, the leader can actually do a hand movement like he's anticipating you're coming back. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Okay, so it's allowed you to move there. From there we also did a demonstration of one more right side pass. It's a little more advanced move, but give you food for thought. And it's slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Okay, we'll try it from this angle. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and hip lift, slow. We ended off with hip lift. Hip lift is basically you're coming over on a bent foot, and instead of doing forward or back, bring it over on a bent knee and push up. And that's called the hip lift. It looks a little different from a normal break closure we do, so we'll do it, I guess, from here. Slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. And then you go back into the slow. All right. So that's what we did with Bolero. On behalf of Gloria and myself, we'd like to thank you all for participating last year in Classic Ballroom. I hope you had as much fun as we did. And we hope to see you out on the dance floor. Thank you very much.